and welcome to Diaspora Connect on AAU TV. AAU TV is the voice of higher education in Africa, and Diaspora Connect is the show that prioritizes the work of diasporas in their home country. AAU TV, again, is your go-to hub for anything higher education. Today we are discussing the role of social engineers in reconstructing society. I know at the mention of social engineers, you are thinking about the use of deception to manipulate people to get confidential information and kind of rob them of their goods. But this time around, when I talk about social engineers, I'm talking about the use of centralized planning in an attempt to manage social change and regulate the future development and behavior of the society. It's a bit deep. That is why today we have Mr. Rah to help us delve more into the issue of social engineers and how they can help us reconstruct society. It's going to be a very interesting talk. Please stay with me. My name is Bridget and I'm still your sitting host for Schneider, Kweku, and Kuma. I'm going on a break and then I'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned. You're welcome back from the break. If you just joined us, this is Diaspora Connect on AAU TV. You can follow the conversation on Facebook, Association of African Universities, and then on YouTube, Association of African Universities. Do well to to follow all our social media handles and tag us in all your events. We are still discussing the role of social engineers in reconstructing society. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Rah. He is a retired businessman. He's a social activist. He's a philosopher, and he's also a poet. It's going to be a very interesting one. Mr. Rah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here today.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being on your program.
All right. So I would want us to go straight into the conversation. I'd like you to kindly introduce yourself properly to us. Tell us more about yourself and what you do.
Oh, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
My name is Rah. I'm living in the Caribbean. This is a very small island by the name of St. Eustatius. It's about maybe 120 kilometers from Miami, or a little more than from Miami, US. My role in our struggle, I spend most of my life trying to find a solution to our problems. So I became a philosopher, a poet, a cultural counselor, a mind transformer, a wordsmith, a revelator, a welder. That is not the norm, but the acronym. I'm a wise elder, liberator of destroyers and exploiters and reformer. I'm a social engineer now. When you add that all up, I'm an intellectual warrior because schooling is not what we need to elevate our cognitive ability. It is a lot of things that are important to us is self-taught, because a lot of solution to our problems lie right before our eyes, but somehow we are not seeing it because they schooled us to take away our imagination. So therefore we are conditioned to all kind of institution planning, scheming, and manipulation. So we have to use our imagination. What is happening to our continent? Our continent, it is being completely destroyed by people who do not understand the simple process of wealth, because we always keep complaining that corruption is the major ill in our continent. That is not true. It may be the second one, which is second culprit, but the first culprit on our continent, it is the leadership who do not understand the machinery of governing. Yes, they do not understand that. They're not, they are not unintelligent. Yes, they are just not they're unsophisticated because they don't know how the world works. This is the problem. You see, we have rich people uh, on the continent, yet the major things that we need to move forward, which is health care and health medical attention, because healthcare and medical attention is two different things. They are not uh, one of the same. They are two different things: healthcare and medical attention. So if we don't have that, how are we going to move forward? Yeah, we don't have a hospital. We don't have academic hospital. We don't have research center um, to fight diseases or research diseases. Yes, because the same rich man, when he's sick, he has to go abroad to seek medical attention. Yet we have people having 20 billion in asset, and yet there's not a decent hospital in the continent except in South Africa. Yeah, so we are not doing well, you know. And to bring about a change, it is the resources. How are we going to use the resources to make progress in our country? Because the greatest resource, which we are failing to use time and time again, it is the mental capacity of the people. Yes, it
Okay,
is not
Ra,
what we have.
before you continue, you made mention of the continent. I'm wondering which of the continents, because there are about 5 continents. Are you talking about the African continent, or
Very good, very good. Our continent, which I call Tate Memu, which is AKA Africa. This is what I'm emphasizing about. The rest, I
okay?
have to leave that aside, because we always looking at other people's problem to solve their problem, and we are leaving our own unsolved.
Yeah, but then you made mention of the fact that we not having enough hospitals and healthcare centers to fight infectious diseases. But then I think with the advent of coronavirus, I mean, Africa has done well, even in as much as we don't have a lot of these facilities. We've done well with regards to fighting the coronavirus. Wouldn't you agree with me that the hospitals we have done their best?
I am not going to take that away from you, or I mean you in general. You guys done well.
Yeah.
Yes. But there are other things, because look, there are other things we have to emphasize on, because uh, take for instance, we have things like AIDS, yes, cancer.
Okay.
How good are we doing there? Yes, because we are not doing well, because we have not we don't have our own research center to um, experiment, to carry out tests or whatever it's needed medically to fight these diseases, because we could do it. I have no, I have no doubt about it. We have the intellect to do it, but
Okay.
somehow somebody is keep whispering in our ears, you cannot do it.
Okay.
Yes, and we go along with that. We cannot do it. Well, we can.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So right now, I would want us to go, dive more into the issue of the current machinery of governing. In your earlier submission, you mentioned governing. So I would want to have your general overview of the current machinery of governing.
That view of machinery of government, because look, we have to put politics aside. Politics become an obsolete word. That's why I chose the word social engineering. Yes, because we have to social engineer our problems, because politics is based on deceit, lie, you know, polarization. Yes, we have enough of that. And what we have to look forward to is a new kind of machinery of governing, what I call the ruling collective. Now, what does the ruling collective entail? It means that women and men have to sit together and build a nation, because it takes womanhood and manhood to create nationhood. So
Okay.
in the ruling collective, we must have maybe a little more women than men, because most of the time there are more women than men. And with that kind of view, we could come up with better ideas how we could rule our nations, or let me go, our continent. And I mean tate memu. Yes? So if, because all of that thing they've been feeding us, like democracy, good rule of law, um, transparency, I don't know what else, but take me to a place where that is happening. Yes, because I want to learn. It is not happening nowhere. But we are also, all what we do is regurgitate information and not question what is being told to us. Because if it was democracy, as they are saying, which egalitarian, where in the world have we any system that is egalitarian? Because it's an old boys club. Men are deciding what's going to happen. That's why we have government. Yes, it's governed by men, old boys club. That is why we have the mess for millenniums. Yes, because men cannot make decisions for women. They can't. Likewise, women cannot make decisions for men. So we have to sit down collectively, yes, and work out our indifferences, yes, which we used to do in the past. Somehow it's not happening anymore, but we have to go back there, because that is the solution to many of our problems. Because just like industrialization, we have to industrialize, but not like how the other guys are doing it, because we're not going to destroy our environment to industrialize. No, we're going to work hand in hand with nature, because we cannot defeat nature. You see, because the idea that the other guy is telling us that he could build a ship stronger than the ocean, that is foolish. You cannot build a ship stronger than the ocean. Yeah, so when we are talking about industrialization, we want to complement nature, yes, to get the best result. So, in other words, we're going to keep keep that delicate balance, you know, in intact. Yes, um, we need, like Kwame says, we have to catch up, surpass, and leapfrog. We cannot do that if only men are thinking.
Yeah.
That cannot happen. Yes, because remember, all men are byproduct of women. Yes,
Yeah.
so therefore, no man, no power could exceed its source. Yes, so we are byproduct of women. Don't, and too many of us keep forgetting that, because somebody again is whispering in our ears and telling us something else. But in our culture, we know what it is. Yes, the
Yeah.
woman is more is the most important person in the family. That don't make her superior. That makes her different. Yes, and
Okay.
we must know, learn how to use the English language to our own benefit. We don't have to make it ours. It is not ours, and I don't want it to be ours. Yes, we have 2,000 and odd languages on our continent, Tatememu, so we could choose from any one of them, and I'm glad that now we are going over to Kiswahili to be the universal language. That's the best thing could happen to our continent, because I've been talking about that for decades and no one seems to be listening, but somehow it went through the air and someone picked it up. Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay. So in other words, what you're trying to say is men cannot make decisions for women. Women need to be in the room for decisions to be made generally so that the decisions will favor both genders, right?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
that is correct, Bridget.
Okay.
This is what is missing, and that is why we are falling more and more behind.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So what have been the flaws of this current dispensation? This current dispensation where the government, as you would put it, is made, the laws are made by men. What flaws have you noticed with this current dispensation?
Well, the 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 flaws is that the men want to dictate things that they don't really understand. Because take for instance agriculture. We need more women in agriculture because women has this gift with plants and vegetation
Yeah.
more than men do. Yes?
Nurturing.
Yes. So what we because remember, we have to be able to feed ourselves. So we have to produce large surplus of food. Yes? And we cannot do that with these old antiquated ideas that men are coming up with because all of this fertilizer and all that, it is not needed. Yes? It is not needed. There are natural way to grow food. Yes? But when we are forcing to grow food, which is less nutritious, but we're talking about quantity and not quality, that is no good. That is a step backwards. Yes? We have to get quality. Yes? And
Okay.
women are more, capable of handling agriculture than men. Yes?
Okay.
That is one of the flaws we have already in our society, which we inherited. I must admit, we inherited.
Okay.
Yes. So we have to uh, have a new mindset where that is concerned. Yes.
Okay. Okay. You talked about the fact that there's no need for fertilizer, but then there are situations where the earth's, ability to be able to produce on its own has reduced. That is why the fertilizer comes in. So the natural fertilizer may be the chicken deposit manure, the cow manure, and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And even the barks of trees and all the other natural things, we could make compost, yes, and use that to manure,
Okay.
as manure, as fertilizer, yes.
Okay.
Because what we are doing, it is no use to kill the earth, and then where are we going to plant?
Okay.
You see, because in Europe, what they are doing, because I lived in Europe for 35 years, and the land is exhausted, yes, because all what they do now, they just put in chemicals and things into the ground and think, okay, that it's going to hold up anyhow, so let's wait and see. Yeah,
Okay.
because that is where they are now, wait and see.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So when it collapses, they're going to run and come over, to our continent to steal our land.
Okay.
Yes, because
Okay.
before I finish, let me give you a story in Europe.
Okay.
When I used to live there, I bought sweet pepper once. Yes. And when I cut open the sweet pepper, inside of the sweet pepper is smelling like manure.
Wow. That must be
Yes.
bad.
Smelling strongly like manure inside of the sweet pepper. Not outside, inside. So you see, the plant is pulling because it is the ground, the earth is not balanced. You see? So it pulls even when they put the manure on the land, the land is exhausted, so it's not working, it's tired.
Okay. Okay. We'll have a discussion on agriculture and then the nature of the land on another day. But then for today, I want us to go straight into who are social engineers and what elements do they embody. But before you go on with that question, we are going on a break, and then when we come back, we can tackle the issue of who social engineers are and what elements they embody to know that these people are social engineers and this is what they seek to do. Viewers, this is still Diaspora Connect on AAU TV. If you are watching, you can still follow us on Facebook, Association of African Universities, and then on YouTube, Association of African Universities. I know you're enjoying the conversation, but then we'll be back shortly after this break. Do stay tuned. You're welcome back. This is still Diaspora Connect on AAU TV. AAU TV is still the voice of higher education in Africa. We are continuing with our discussion with Mr. Rah on the role of social engineers in reconstructing society. So, Rah, before we went on the break, I was talking about the fact, I was asking who social engineers are and then the elements that they embody.
Okay. Well, social engineers are the new, should I say, the new politician in a way. Yes, the new people who going to look after the nation.
Okay.
Whereby the most important thing the social engineer will do is try to elevate the people. Yes, make them more productive. Yes, but be honest to them and with them, because that is where we're going to build a powerful nation whereby we give everyone a chance to develop her or his skill. Yes, and we have to always consider the cottage industry, which is very important. Everyone has a skill.
Okay.
Yes, and that skill must be utilized. Yes, and once that skill is utilized, it will create jobs for that individual and probably for others. Yes, because look, as a social engineer, what do you look for? Any kind of skill, any kind of talent that is in the country, you have to promote it. Yes, even as a simple thing, even if if a person could whistle, you have to try to figure out how could I use this skill this person has to create an opportunity for him and others. Well, look for other people who could whistle very good and try to build an orchestra with only people that could whistle. Yes? Because this is what it is about social engineering, because you as the ruling collective, yes, they have to, I don't want to use the word, but have to reinvent themselves every day.
Okay.
So every day, they have to come up with new ideas to keep the nation going.
Yeah.
Yes? So because everyone has a skill, and that's, like I said, that skill must be utilized. Yes? The guy who could do basket weaving.
Okay.
Yes? How do we put him to work? How do we create a livelihood for that individual? Yes? This is what have been missing all the time because we overlook. Yeah, because the industry going to come in later, heavy industry going to come in later. But we have to start with the cottage industry because there we are missing a lot of things. Because take, for instance, now the kente cloth in Ghana. Now, the kente now, if we had really, put some more effort and more thinking and finance into the kente cloth, it would have been already a world phenomenon, kente cloth. Yes?
Yeah.
But we have not. We let other people tell us all sorts of things, and we are just, the best we have, we just leave it at the wayside. What is better than kente cloth? I haven't seen nothing better than kente cloth yet. And I'm 70 years old. Yeah? So you see, these are the things we just do wrong. We always, they make us try to appreciate their things better than ours. Yes? If we're making palm wine, why can't we not bottle it? Yes. What is wrong with the palm wine? It is just as good as any other wine.
Yeah.
Yes. But no, we are being told, no, it is not of good quality. It is not of whatever. It is just as good and probably even better. Yes. All these things we have to pay attention to, because I know when I was in Ghana, I know a guy used to make a drink called fricassee. Now,
Prekese.
yes, yes, fricassee. And that is a wonderful drink. I sure Coca-Cola don't stand a chance against that drink. Not even a chance. Yes, but where is it? Where is fricassee? Yeah, where is it? Again, because the 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 governing body, yes, are not aware of the potential of the country. That is why we will be poor. Yes, because we look. I'm not saying exclude mining, because Ghana is probably one of the third or fourth largest producer of gold. Yes, and it's a large producer of bauxite, manganese, and some other mineral. But our major focus at this point must not be there. It must be more on the people on the ground, because the talent, yes, to make the bauxite, the gold, and the manganese mining companies take off, we need the people on the ground, yes, to encourage them to be better engineers, better technicians, yes, to take our product to another level. We don't have to sell raw material. We sell a portion of our raw material. The rest we produce it at home. Ghana is supposed to be the second largest producer of cocoa. But how many cocoa do we produce in Ghana? Yes, Zandam in Holland. There's a town in Holland by the name of Zandam. It's run purely on Ghana cocoa, producing jobs for tens of thousands of people. I lived in, so I'm not telling you any fable here. I
Yeah.
lived in Holland. Yeah, cocoa, Ghana cocoa. Yes, is providing tens of thousands of jobs in Europe. And how much jobs does it produce in Ghana?
They make.
Because again, yes, because again, the thinking, yes, it's not there. You see, that social engineering, that thinking, how to make our country better is not there.
Okay.
You could study all sorts of things, because remember, when we are studying, they are not teaching us to better ourselves. The what we call education, actually, it is plain and simple conditioning. Yes, because if we were educated, we would have known that yes, if we are growing cocoa and we are the largest producer of cocoa, so most of the cocoa product will be made in our country. It's not because we would not export some cocoa beans, but that would be probably maybe 10% of the cocoa bean, but 90% will be processed in Ghana. Yes, so these are the things we have to 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 pay attention to when we're talking about social engineering. It is how the ruling collective, and ruling collective that is consists of women and men, how we going to um, break, fix what is broken, yes, and and reinvent a new machinery of governing,
Okay.
whereby, especially in the educational system, we have to promote more vocational, yes, and technical skills for us to build our nation. Because remember, so-called higher education, yes, it's not a direct marketable skill,
Yeah.
but um, vocational skills like carpentry, mason, welding, plumbing, electricians, these are direct marketable skill, and this is what we build a nation with.
Okay.
Yes, and with the engineers
Okay.
from
Okay.
these uh, disciplines.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
this
Yeah.
is where we have to invest money into.
Okay. 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 Thank you so much for, your in-depth discussion on the social engineering aspect. But now that we know what social engineering is and what our flaws are, what is the way forward with regards to, reconstructing society, and then we can wrap up.
Okay. Now, the most important thing is now for us, the youth,
Okay.
now to take a more active role, because in the ruling collective, we have to devise a new form of governing. Yes, where we will have the junior council, the adult and the senior council, and then we have the supreme council. Yes, so we have to also create a new form of governing where the youth has to play a vital role in that. Yes, the young people, because most of the people in Ghana are very young.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is why now that is a very good thing for us. Yes, that the young people now, they will have to take up the vandal. Yes, for us to move forward, but they must have a different mindset.
Okay.
Yes, that is important, because then we will going back in the same old circle, and we have to break out of the vicious circle. So we need new people, we need young people with new ideas.
Okay. Okay. So what will be your final words? Your final words of advice, and then we can finish up.
Yes, my final word and my advice to uh, the people of the continent: we have to come together, whether we like it or not. Yes, and stop with this thing about all these divisions we have, about this one is, I don't know what, whether it is Asante, Fanti, or Ewe, whatever. We have to get rid of that, because remember, we in the so-called diaspora want to come back home,
Yeah.
and we have to fit in. Yes, we must not fit outside. We have to fit in into the society. Yes, because I don't know what I am, and I know I'm what I say, a Nubian. Yes,
Okay.
which you would say a black person. I know that. But I don't know, and I don't want to know which part I have to fit in these little groups. No, I don't want
Okay.
that. And
Okay.
it is also advisable for the people there not to engage in that kind of thing, because it is no good. Because when we go outside to Europe or North America, they don't treat us different.
Yeah.
We all are niggers, or whatever it is, they call us. We all are that. Whether we are Yoruba, Ebus, Asante, or Fanti.
Okay.
Yes? Bear that in mind, that we have to come together, yes, and take what is happening in Rwanda as a good example. Paul Kagame says there's no Tutu, there's no Hutu and Tutsi anymore. They are Rwandans.
Yeah.
Yes? This is the message I have for the young people. Get rid of that, and we're going to surpass, uh, no, catch up, surpass, and leapfrog.
All right. Thank you so much, Ra. I've thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. I've learned a lot from you as well. Thank you so much for joining in with us. Viewers, I know you have enjoyed the conversation I just had with Ra, and he has told us that we need new people, we need new ideas, and then new mindsets. We shouldn't, segregate all the Ashanti, Fanti, and all of that. We are one people, we are one family, we are all Africans. That is what matters, and that is what Diaspora Connect seeks to promote. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Bridget Denteh. I'll see you all next week. Stay safe.